Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. So every Saturday we read from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is the amazing story of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has made it possible for us to be in this Krishna conscious movement, and Srila Prabhupada's transcendental purports are very auspicious as well as delicious. So we're reading from the Antya text number Antya 6, text number 40. Is that right?
It's not the first chapter.
No, it's the first chapter. And I thought Antya, we're in Antya 1. And I'm not sure what verse. You just started, actually.
We're on
Antya 1.
Antya 1.
Yep, we just started. I'm not sure. Yeah.
So 1-1.
1-1. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here's the yeah. Om Agyan Timrandasya Gana Gana Salakaya Chakshurandaminitam Jaina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Sapadantikam Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Jami Priye Priye. Okay. I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even a lame man can cross over a mountain and a dumb man recite Vedic literature. My path is very difficult. I am blind, and my feet are slipping again and again. Therefore, may the saints help me by granting me the stick of the mercy as my support. I pray to the lotus feet of the 6 Goswamis, Sri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta, and Dasa Raghunath, so that all impediments to my writing this literature will be annihilated and my real desire will be fulfilled. So Rupa Goswami's appearance day is coming up very soon. Srila Prabhupada's purport: if one wants to benefit the entire world, he will certainly find persons like hogs and pigs who will put forward many impediments. The merciful put forward many impediments are placed before those who are spreading the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. Nevertheless, if we adhere to the lotus feet of the 6 Goswamis and pray for their mercy, all impediments will be annihilated and the transcendental devotional service to fulfill devotional service and the transcendental devotional desire to serve the Supreme Lord will be fulfilled. Glory to the all-merciful Radha and Madana Mohan. I am lame and ill-advised, yet they are my directors, and their lotus feet are everything to me. In a temple of jewels in Vrindavan, underneath a desire tree, Sri Sri Radha Govinda served their most confidential associates sit upon an effulgent throne. I offer my humble obeisances unto them. Srila Gopinath, who originated the transcendental mellow, of the rasa dance, stands on the shore of Vamsivata and attracts the attention of the cowherd damsels with the sound of his transcendental flute. May they all confer upon us their benediction. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I have briefly described the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, known as the Madhya Leela. Now I shall attempt to describe something about his last pastimes, which are known as the Antya Leela. I have briefly described the Antya Leela within the description of the Madhya Leela. I am now almost an invalid because of old age, and I know that at any moment I may die. Therefore, I have already described some portions of the Antya Leela. So who is this? This is Krishnadas Kaviraj, who is at a very advanced age. Following in the footsteps of, this is Srila Prabhupada's purport, following in the footsteps of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, I am trying to translate Srimad Bhagavatam as quickly as possible. So this is Srila Prabhupada speaking. However, knowing myself to be an old man and almost an invalid because of rheumatism, I have already translated the essence of all literatures, the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, as a summary study in English. I started the Krishna consciousness movement at the age of 70. Now I am 78, so my death is imminent. I am trying to finish the translation of Srimad Bhagavatam as soon as possible, but before finishing it, I have given my readers the book, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that if I die before finishing the whole task, they may enjoy this book, which is the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srila Prabhupada speaking his situation and his condition and making a very important point that he first wrote the Krishna book, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that devotees will enjoy this book, and it is the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. In accordance with the synopsis previously written, I shall describe in detail whatever I have not mentioned. So this is Krishnadas Kaviraj speaking. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Jagannath Puri from Vrindavan, Swarup Damodar Goswami immediately sent news of the Lord's arrival to the devotees of Bengal. Upon hearing this news, Mother Sachi and all the other devotees of Navadvip were very joyful, and they all departed together for Nilachava, Jagannath Puri. Thus, all the devotees of Kulinagram and Sri Khanda, as well as Advaita Acharya, came together to meet Shivananda Sain. Shivananda Sain arranged for the journey. He maintained everyone and provided residential quarters. While going to Jagannath Puri, Shivananda Sain allowed a dog to go with him. He supplied it food to eat and maintained it. One day when they needed to cross a river, an Arisan boatman would not allow the dog to get in the boat. So we also have a Shivananda Sain in Prabhupada village who has 3 or 4 dogs that he takes care of, and he emulates many of the qualities of Shivananda Sain. Obviously, why Srila Prabhupada gave him that name. He's a very humble, sweet devotee, and he's always serving the Vaishnavas as well as Srila Prabhupada's mission. Shivananda Sain, unhappy that the dog had to stay behind, paid the boatman 10 pana of conch shells to take the dog across the river. Purport: 1 pana is 80 kadis, or small conch shells. Formerly, even 50 or 60 years ago, there was no paper currency in India. Coins were generally made not of base metal, but of gold, silver, and copper. In other words, the medium of exchange was really something valuable. 4 pieces of kadi and made 1 ganda, and 20 such gandas equaled 1 pana. This kadi was also used as a medium of exchange. Therefore, Shivananda Sain paid for the dog with das pana, or 80 times 10 pieces of kadi. In those days, 1 pice was also subdivided into small conch shells. But at the present moment, the prices for commodities have gone so high that there is nothing one can get in exchange for only 1 pice. When 1 pice in those days, with 1 paisa in those days, however, one could purchase sufficient vegetables to provide fully for a whole family. Even 30 years ago, vegetables were occasionally so expensive that 1 paisa's worth could provide a whole family for 1 day. Takes 20. What?
It's inexpensive, no? It says expensive.
Oh, sorry. One day, while Shivananda was detained by a toll man, his servant forgot to give the dog its cooked rice. At night, when Shivananda returned and was taking his meal, he inquired from his servant whether the dog had gotten its meals. When he learned that the dog had not been supplied food in his absence, he was very unhappy. He then immediately sent 10 men to find the dog. When the men returned without success, Shivananda Sain became very unhappy, and he fasted the whole night. In the morning, they looked for the dog, but it could not be found anywhere. All the Vaishnavas were astonished. Purport: Shivananda Sain's attachment to the dog was a great boon for that animal. The dog appears to have been a street dog, since it naturally began to follow Shivananda Sain while he was going to Jagannath Puri with his party. He accepted it into his party and maintained it the same way he was maintaining the other devotees. It appears that although on one occasion the dog was not allowed aboard a boat. Shivananda did not leave the dog behind, but he paid more money just to induce the boatman to take the dog across the river. Then, when the servant forgot to feed the dog and the dog disappeared, Shivananda, being very anxious, sent 10 men to find it. When they could not find it, Shivananda observed a fast. Thus it appears that somehow or other, Shivananda had become attached to the dog. It will be evident from the following verses that the dog got the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and was immediately promoted to Vaikuntha to become an eternal devotee. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has therefore sung, Tumita Thakura Tomara Kalkura Baliya Janaha More. This is from Sharanagati 19. He thus offers to become a dog of the Vaishnava. There are many other instances in which the pet animal of a Vaishnava was delivered back home to Vaikuntha Loka, back to Godhead. Such is the benefit of somehow or other becoming the favorite of a Vaishnava. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has also sung, Kita Janmaha Iyu Yata Tuya Dasa, Sharanagati, text 11. There is no harm in taking birth again and again. Our only desire should be to take birth under the care of a Vaishnava. Fortunately, we, this is Srila Prabhupada speaking, had the fortune and opportunity to be born of a Vaishnava father who took care of us very nicely. He prayed to Srimati Radharani that in the future we would become a servant of the eternal consort of Sri Krishna. So this was very, very auspicious. Srila Prabhupada's own father prayed to Srimati Radharani. And of course his prayers were answered, as we can see from Srila Prabhupada's life. So thus, somehow or other, we are now engaged in that service, Prabhupada is speaking. We may conclude that even as dogs, we must take shelter of a Vaishnava. The benefit will be the same as that which accrues to an advanced devotee under a Vaishnava's care. Thus, in great anxiety, they all walked to Jagannath Puri, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met them as usual. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went with them to see the Lord in the temple, and on that day he also took lunch in the company of all those devotees. As previously, the Lord provided them all with residential quarters, and the next morning all the devotees came to see the Lord. When all the devotees came to the place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they saw, guess who? The same dog sitting a little apart from the Lord. Furthermore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was throwing remnants of his green coconut pulp to the dog. Smiling in his own way, he was saying to the dog, "Chant the holy names, Rama, Krishna, and Hari." Seeing the dog eating the green coconut pulp and chanting, "Krishna, Krishna," again and again, all the devotees present were very surprised. When he saw the dog sitting in that way and chanting the name of Krishna, Shivananda, because of his natural humility, immediately offered his obeisances to the dog just to counteract his offenses to it. The next day, no one saw that dog, for it had obtained its spiritual body and departed to Vaikuntha, the spiritual kingdom. Purport. This is the result of sadhu sangha, consequent association with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and promotion back to home, back to Godhead. This result is possible even for a dog by the mercy of the Vaishnava. Therefore, everyone in the human form of life should be induced to associate with devotees by rendering a little service, even by eating prasad. All you have to do is take some prasadam and you're doing devotional service. What to speak of chanting and dancing? Everyone can be promoted to Vaikuntha Loka. Even without their knowledge. Everyone should be given a chance to take prasadam and thus be induced to chant the holy names of Hare Krishna and also dance in ecstasy. By these three processes, although performed without knowledge or even education, even an animal went back to Godhead. Such are the transcendental pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Mother Sachi. He even delivered a dog simply by inducing it to chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna. Meanwhile, following the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Rupa Goswami returned to Vrindavan. He desired to write dramas concerning the pastimes of Lord Krishna. In Vrindavan, Rupa Goswami began to write a drama. In particular, he composed the introductory verses to invoke good fortune. Purport. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur quotes from the Nataka Chandrika, wherein it is written, Prastavanayas Tumuke Nandikaryas Shubhavaha Ashir Namaskriya Vastu Nirdeshanyata Manvita Astabir Dashabir Yukta Kim Va Dvadashadabi Padai Chandra Naman Kita Prayo Mangalartha Padojvala Mangalam Chakra Kamala Chakora Kumanda Kitkam. Similarly, in the 6th chapter of the Sahiya Darpana, text 228, it is said, Ashir Vachana Samyukta Stutir Yasmat Prayujyate Deva Dvija Nirpadinam Tasman Nandita Samgita. The introductory portion of a drama which is written to invoke good fortune is called Nandi Shloka. On his way to Ganda Desh, Rupa Goswami had been thinking of how to write the action of the drama. Thus he had made some notes and begun to write. In this way, the two brothers, Rupa and Anupama, reached Bengal. But when they arrived there, Anupama died. Purport. Formerly, when a person died, it was commonly said that he had attained the shelter of Mother Ganges, even if he did not die on the bank of the Ganges. It is customary among Hindus to carry a dying person to a nearby bank of the Ganges, and if one dies on the bank of the Ganges, his soul is considered to have reached the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, wherefrom the Ganges flows. How auspicious. Rupa Goswami then departed to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for he was very eager to see him. There was some delay due to the death of Anupama, and therefore when Rupa Goswami went to Bengal to see the devotees there, he could not get in touch with them because they had already left. In the province of Orissa, there is a place known as Satyabhama Pura. Srila Rupa Goswami rested for a night in that village on his way to Jagannath Puri. Purport: there is a place known as Satyabhama Pura in the district of Kataka, Kutak, in Orissa. It is near the village known as Jankade Pura. While resting in Satyabhama Pura, he dreamed that a celestially beautiful woman came before him and very mercifully gave him the following order. Write a separate drama about me, she said. By my mercy, it will be extraordinarily beautiful. After having that dream, Srila Rupa Goswami considered, it is the order of Satyabhama that I write a separate drama for her. I have brought together in one work all the pastimes performed by Lord Krishna in Vrindavan and Dwarka. Now I shall have to divide them into two dramas. Thus absorbed in thought, he quickly reached Jagannath Puri, and when he arrived, he approached the hut of Haridas Thakur. So everyone knows who Haridas Thakur is, right? The Namacharya of the holy name. Out of affectionate love and mercy, Haridas Thakur told Srila Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already informed me that you would come here. Does anyone know who Haridas Thakur is in his other form? Lord Brahma, right. After seeing the Upala Bhoga ceremony at the Jagannath temple, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would regularly come to see Haridas every day. Thus he suddenly arrived there. When the Lord arrived, Rupa Goswami immediately offered his obeisances. Haridas informed the Lord, "This is Rupa Goswami offering you obeisances." And the Lord embraced him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then sat down with Haridas and Rupa Goswami. They inquired from one another about auspicious news and then continued to talk together for some time. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired about Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami replied, "I did not meet him. I came by the path on the bank of the Ganges, whereas Sanatana Goswami came by the public road. Therefore we did not meet. In Prayag, I heard that he had already gone to Vrindavan." Rupa Goswami next informed the Lord about the death of Anupama. After allotting residential quarters there to Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. Then all the Lord's personal associates met Srila Rupa Goswami. On the next day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again met Rupa Goswami, and with great mercy, the Lord introduced him to all the devotees. Srila Rupa Goswami offered his respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of all of them, and all the devotees, by their mercy, embraced him. Wow, how auspicious. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Advaitacharya and Nityananda Prabhu, "You should both show your mercy wholeheartedly to Rupa Goswami. May Rupa Goswami, by your mercy, become so powerful that he will be able to describe the transcendental mellows of devotional service. Thus, Rupa Goswami became the object of love and affection for all the devotees of the Lord, including those who came from Bengal and those who resided in Orissa. Every day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to see Rupa Goswami, and whatever prasadam he received from the temple, he would deliver to Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur. He would talk for some time with both of them and leave them to perform his noontime duties. So Haridas Thakur, because he was considered untouchable, he would not go to the Jagannath temple. In this way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dealings with them continued every day. Thus, receiving the transcendental favor of the Lord, Srila Rupa Goswami felt unlimited pleasure. After seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking all his devotees with him, performed the Gundicha Marjana, the washing and cleansing of the Gundicha temple, he went to the garden known as Aitota and accepted prasadam at a picnic within the garden. When Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami saw that all the devotees were accepting prasadam and chanting the holy name of Hari, they both were greatly pleased. When they received the remnants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prasadam through Govinda, they respected it, and then they both began to dance in ecstasy. On the next day, this is transcendental potency of prasadam. On the next day, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Srila Rupa Goswami, the omniscient Lord spoke as follows: "Do not try to take Krishna out of Vrindavan, for he does not go anywhere else at any time. The Krishna known as Yadu Kumara is Vasudeva Krishna. He is different from the Krishna who is the son of Nanda Maharaj. Yadu Kumara Krishna manifests his pastimes in the cities of Mathura and Dwarka. But Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, never at any time leaves Vrindavan." This verse is included in the Laghu Bhagavatamrita 1.5, text 461 by Srila Rupa Goswami. After saying this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to perform his noontime duties, leaving Srila Rupa Goswami somewhat surprised. "Satyabhama ordered me to write 2 different dramas," Srila Rupa Goswami thought. "Now I understand that this order has been confirmed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Formerly, I wrote the 2 dramas as one composition, but I shall divide it and describe the incidents in 2 separate works. I shall write 2 separate invocations of good fortune and 2 different introductions. Let me think deeply about the manner and then describe 2 different sets of incidents." Purport: the 2 works are the Vidagdha Madhava and the Lalita Madhava. The Vidagdha Madhava describes the pastimes of Vrindavan, and the Lalita Madhava describes pastimes in Dwarka and Mathura. During the Rath Yatra ceremony, Rupa Goswami saw Lord Jagannath. He also saw Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing and chanting in the front of the Rath. When Rupa Goswami heard a verse uttered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during the ceremony, he immediately composed another verse dealing with the same subject. I have already described all these incidents, but I still wish to add briefly something more. Generally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited a verse while dancing and chanting before the Rath, but no one knew why he was reciting that particular verse. Only Swarup Damodar Goswami knew the purpose for which the Lord recited that verse. According to the Lord's attitude, he used to quote other verses to enable the Lord to relish mellows. Rupa Goswami, however, could understand the intention of the Lord, and thus he composed another verse that appealed to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yakomara hara sa eva hivarasta eva chaitra shapas tekon milita malati surabhaya prada kadambanalaye sa chaivasmi tathapi tatra surata vyaparalila vidhau reva radhasi vitasi taro tale cheta samutkantate. Quote, that very personality who stole my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlight nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the lover, yet still my mind is not happy. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva under the Vitasa tree. That is my desire. This is the verse recited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually a combined form of Sri Krishna and Srimati Radharani. So in this particular verse, he's experiencing that wonderful mellow rasa. Text number 80. My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but I would still like to go to the bank of the Jamuna, beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within the forest of Vrindavan. Purport, this is the verse composed by Srila Rupa Goswami. It is included in the Panjavali 386, an analogy of verses he compiled. So here we see Lord Chaitanya both in the mellow of Srimati Radharani and Sri Krishna. So after writing this verse on a palm leaf, Rupa Goswami put it somewhere in his thatched roof and went to bathe in the sea. At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there to meet him, and when he saw the leaf pushed into the roof and saw the verse, he began to read it. After reading the verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. At that very moment, Rupa Goswami returned, having finished bathing in the sea. Seeing the Lord, Sri Rupa Goswami fell flat in the courtyard to offer obeisances. The Lord slapped him mildly in love and spoke as follows. My heart is very confidential. How did you know my mind in this way? After saying this, he firmly embraced Rupa Goswami. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took that verse and showed it to Swarup Damodar for him to examine. And then the Lord questioned him. How could Srila Rupa Goswami have understood my heart? The Lord asked. Swarup Damodar replied, I can understand that you have already bestowed your causeless mercy upon him. No one could otherwise understand this meaning. I can therefore guess that previously you bestowed upon him your causeless mercy. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, Rupa Goswami met me at Prayag. Knowing him to be a suitable person, I naturally bestowed my mercy upon him. I thereupon also bestowed upon him my transcendental potency. Now you also should give him instructions. In particular, instruct him in transcendental mellows. Sri Damodar said, as soon as I saw the unique composition of this verse, I could immediately understood that you had bestowed upon him your special mercy. By seeing a result, one can understand the cause of the result. This verse is from the doctrines of Nyaya, or logic. Text 92. The river Ganges, flowing in the heavenly planets, is full of golden lotus flowers, and we, the residents of those planets, eat the stems of the flowers. Thus we are very beautiful, more so than the inhabitants of any other planet. This is due to the law of cause and effect. For if one eats food in the mode of goodness, the mode of goodness increases the beauty of his body. So this is a very important point, that when one takes transcendental prasadam, it's even above the mode of goodness. It is Vishuddha Sattva. So it's very important that devotees should take prasadam, especially wonderful is to have direct prasadam that is honored by Sri Radha Golokananda. And this prasadam will bring natural energy, a luster, and as Prabhupada explains in the purport, one's bodily luster and beauty, one's constitution, one's activities, and one's qualities all depend on the law of cause and effect. So you can say that one great philosopher said, you are what you eat. What we eat, what we consume in our body has a direct effect on our consciousness. So this is a special mercy of Mahaprasadam. We all like to take direct prasadam that has been tasted by the Supreme Lord, Sri Sri Radha Golokananda. And this is very special. And I can remember also the remnants of Srila Prabhupada. Devotees would go crazy when Sri Rupa would bring out the plate of prasadam that was leftovers. And there's a very interesting story where she was trying to pass out the prasadam, and each devotee was saying, I want this, I want that, and it was taking too much time. So she asked Srila Prabhupada, what should she do? The devotees are making too much trouble. So then Prabhupada said, you take all the prasadam and you mix it up with your hand and pass it out that way. What? Yeah. So, therefore, one seriously eager to achieve transcendental perfection, Krishna consciousness, must eat Krishna prasadam. We don't eat anything else but Krishna prasadam. Such food is sattvika, or in the material quality of goodness, but when offered to Krishna, it becomes transcendental, Vishuddha Sattva. Our Krishna consciousness movement distributes Krishna prasadam, and those who eat such transcendental food are sure to become devotees of the Lord. This is a very scientific method, as stated in this verse from Nala Naishada, chapter 3, text 17. Karyam nidanad digunan aditi. In all his activities, a person strictly adheres to the mode of goodness. He will certainly develop his dormant Krishna consciousness and ultimately become a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. Confirmed. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, who gave us these wonderful literatures. Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada. Jai.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Enam Kanvandam Maravindalayatatam Parhavatam Samasitam Buddhasundaranam Kandar Agom Vidamaniya Vishesha Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Andani yasa sakalem priya priti manti tasyan vipan vikayanti chiram galanti ananda maya saju jala vigrahasya govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vaskachadi Satarine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vaskachadi Satarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jai Om Vishnu Bhasharmansa Parvicharya Satara Sadashi Madhvayuri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sikashi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhupada Chanana Shri Dvaiti Gadadhar Jivasati Gaur Bhaktivedanta Ki Jai Jai Radha Krishna Gopa Gopana Shai Mukunda Radha Kundi Giri Govinda Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Mai Pranavadip Dham Ki Jai Jagat Puri Dham Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Priyat Mridanga Ki Ramaveda Bhaktivinda Ki Gaur Premanandi all glories assembled devotees all glories assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to Shishi Guru and Garanga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Harinam Sankirtan today 4 p.m. in Chapel Hill at the post office on Franklin Street. Please come. It's going to be hot, but there'll be lots of folks out there ready to hear the holy name. Chaitodarpanam Arjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pradipanam Pranamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pitani Hamita. Special mercy for you, huh? Yeah. Wow, they're beautiful. Daiva Midrishami Hajjani Nanuraga Trinadapi Sunichena Trarorapi Suhishuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadish Mama Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhakti Aitaki Trai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Shame Bhavam Buddha Kribaya Tavabada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadrushim Vachintaya Nainam Galadashu Daraya Varanam Gad Gedrudaya Gira Pulakarnishitam vabhukata tavanamagrahane bhavishyati yugayatam namishena chakshusha bravashayatam Shrunayatam Jagatsarvam Govindam Virahiname Ashlishava Padamartam Anastumam Adarshanam Marmahata Karotuva Yatatatava Vidadatu Lampato Matpranatastu Saeva Napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Oh, my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you've invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh, my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh, my Lord, I'd be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name. When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh, Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditional.